Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the afternoon project week wireframing planning section of our day. It is week 3, day 1 of Web Fun. Let's get started. So what we're going to do is break out into groups, and I'll distribute you guys into the group rooms. And what I want you guys to do is show each other your wireframe and your plan. Talk to each other in a small group about your project idea, what you have so far. If you don't have it completely finished, after you show it, you'll have some time to try to complete it. You guys have each other to throw some suggestions, challenges, feedback to each other's projects. So that's what we'll do for the first half of this period. The next part will be showing all of us in this big group. Okay, so after you discuss and show each other in the small groups what your wireframe and plan are, get some feedback on there, maybe polish the edges or complete a bit if you don't have something completely completed, and then be ready to present to everyone when we get back what our project is, its wireframe, and its timeline, so that tomorrow morning when we do stand up, we have a starting point that we have started from. So we should know tomorrow morning what has changed from this starting point, right? Because we still have the end of the day to work on it. What has changed in your plan? What are you planning to do for the rest of the day? What should I see completed by tomorrow, Wednesday, if it was Tuesday's stand-up? Okay, so let's get started with that. I'll go ahead and pause the recording unless we have a question. Does anyone have any questions about what we're doing?
Sorry, I joined a little late.
Oh, okay.
Security
Hi.
ask if this is optional.
Oh, is this optional? No, you have to be here for this lecture hour. So you got to show, you got to present. You got to talk to each other and present. So this is what we're doing this week. I mean, the project itself is not being graded, but if you're here, you should work on your project. And
Also,
so
Isaiah asked, can I tell a joke?
Isaiah asked if he could tell a joke. Sure, let's ask. Yeah, let's get to the jokes.
I'll save that for different day.
Yeah,
That's
let's
okay.
save it for when we're in the lounge or something. This is a serious time. Dad jokes have been said. So let's go ahead and break out into groups. I'll move you guys so you'll slowly just see yourself disappear into groups while I distribute you. And yeah, let's get started. And unless there's any other questions, I'll take the questions as I'm doing this. Okay. Okay, welcome back, everyone. The recording started. Let's present our wireframes and our timelines. So I will go through the list of people here in our group. And as I call on your name, just go ahead and present your wireframe, tell me your project, and present so that we can see your plan and your plan of attack. How are you going to, how do I say it? Divide the work between the days. Yeah. How are you going to do that? So let's get on with it. Alexi, you're first. Oh, you're on mute.
I'm on mute. You don't need to see anything for the wireframe, or do you want me to share?
Yes, please share your screen, share your wireframe, and share your Trello board or however you documented your to-do list.
All right.
Timeline. So if you
So
haven't done that,
I haven't done that yet. I just got this done. So so I have my this is gonna be a website for a buddy of mine. He's a he does construction and he's a tile installer, hence the name, Tile Artiste. So he needs a website basically, and we were talking about it a couple days ago, and I was like, maybe for a project I could do it. So this is going to be a parallax image in the back here with a logo, little hamburger thing, I don't know, button
Yep.
where you could reference everything and just jump to each section. So it's just going to be about us little section here. This is gonna be transparent, so it's just gonna be, you know, nothing really. It's gonna be whatever color I choose. I don't know what color I'm gonna go with yet. And then these are just gonna be maybe links to different products. It could be just images of different stuff, and this might be the only link. And these will be background images, like this will be, you know, some carpet, some tile, or some stone, countertops, cabinets. And then this is just going to have a gallery of just previous jobs that he did or whatever. Then this is going to be a little square foot calculator that I found on Google. Someone already created it, so I might try recreating it myself if I have the time. If not, I'm gonna have to snag it from there. And then this right here will have a little scrolling effect for testimonials and references. And then I'm just gonna do like a overflow here. That's gonna just scroll if it gets if it gets too big at a certain point. Here I'm gonna have a little contact us sheet with different with email, number, everything. Then social media, little icons here maybe. And maybe an API to a map. I haven't decided about this yet. I think this is gonna be pretty hard for me because I've never done anything like this. So that's gonna be my thing. And then a back to top button that I'm just gonna link, do a linking like in the same page that you click on it and it just runs to the very top. Yeah, I'm just gonna tackle it with the HTML first, and then I wanna, because Bootstrap's something really new for me, I'm gonna start. I want more days in Bootstrap, so I want to finish all the HTML by end of day today. So
Awesome.
Bootstrap, and then maybe some, I don't know, maybe the API and stuff. I'll work on that if I have the time.
Okay. Yeah, this is awesome. This is exactly the type of wireframe and type of project I'd like to see. You know, creating your own profile would have been a great one, but this is also awesome because now you have your friend as a reference, a business reference, right?
Yep.
So you can add that to your list of contacts or professional references for coding on top of whatever profile you may design in the future. So you can have this on your projects as well, on your profile, whatever you build in the future. So, you know, for everyone else listening, this is a great idea and example. Okay, so what I would suggest is find now a color scheme for your friend's business. You know, what kind of color scheme matches his, you know, the aesthetic of his business, of his style. You know, you're gonna go with like some hard colors like you know, orange and green that kind of have like a more construction look, or is it gonna be more tile colors that you would see him working with? So now kind of have a color theme in mind that you would fill in. So you can use that website for color themes to come up with that. But great work. Now, and also come up with a timeline. So let's have a timeline by tomorrow morning when we present that you would have told me what sections you have done by when.
Okay.
Cool. Nice job, Alexi. Great presentation. Let's keep up the momentum. Anthony.
All right. So mine's going to be a portfolio page. I'm opening it up now.
Okay.
Whoops. Did I put the right screen? I put the wrong. Nope, I put the right screen. So far, it's just pretty basic from what I got written down. I'm still working on like spitballing ideas. So one of the things I liked about with one of the portfolios we saw earlier was clicking on the links and going to that specific section of the page. All the different, this image right here will be a picture of me, fill out the about information. I want the pie graph I'm gonna work on. I think I'm just gonna go with the basic traits that make someone hireable. Like I want to be like 60% problem solver, 20% thinking outside the box, stuff like that at first. Because I wouldn't say like with the other portfolios that we saw that they said they're 90% proficient in CSS and so on and so forth. I'm not strong enough in all that yet to say I have any grasp of saying any proficiency there. And then we're going to work on the portfolio page. Right now, the portfolio page is going to be pretty blank. It's going to be more of a placeholder templates for future projects that I can throw up there when I find something that I can actually be proud of putting there.
Mhm.
And the last part is going to be where my links are. It seems pretty cut and dry for a portfolio. I want to add some parallax with some South Florida themes, since I'm out of the West Palm area. Gonna go with probably a more upbeat color scheme, maybe a little bit more Miami Vice, a little bit more maybe sunrise colors.
Yeah, yeah, some
Something that's
salmon green and beige kind of colors.
yeah, something along those lines. Something that gives it a bit more vibrant color, but not like blinding you with color.
Yeah. I think even based on the images you can, like, let's say you find whatever images you want to use for your parallax scheme.
Hmm. So
You
actually,
there's ways you can upload those images and get like a color how do I say it?
color gradient.
Color gradient based on the image. So you can make a color scheme based on the images you use for the parallax.
So like
Let's say you use that one up there. Go up a little bit. I'm not saying you would use
one?
it. No, above. Yeah, above that owl. Above the owl. That
there's
one.
three
Let's say you
owls.
use that one, right? Like the color scheme there. I'm sorry. That one where I have a highlighter. I'm not using it. That one there. You just clicked on it. That one looks like it could be a parallax sized photo.
Yep.
And the color schemes there, it seems like somewhere between a green and reddish and white.
Hmm.
So you can even think of the image itself as the color scheme.
So, for the Trello, oops. The Trello, I haven't finished breaking it down to how I want to get stuff done, but right now I want to get the layout filled out. Next, I'm
Okay.
going to work on the color schemes, then so on and so forth. Break it down from there. I haven't got the dates, the timing frame how I want to do it yet,
Yep.
but that's the last part where it says add to portfolio. If I have any time at the end of the week to where I can start working on basic things to just throw into the portfolio section, that's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah. So yeah, now just think of a time scheme. So have one by tomorrow. I think the layout you should be able to do in one day, right? So,
Yeah.
So you can say that's your work cut out for Tuesday, or
Yeah. Layout
say
Tuesday.
you can
Yeah.
work on styling the photos, the parallax, so think of that, divide it yourself, and then come back next time, and then we'll discuss that.
Sounds good.
All right, nicely done. Thank you, Anthony. And next is Kai.
Okay. Let me share my screen here. Okay, so here I have the Trello board. I've already done the project to-do list and the wireframe, and then on my to-do list is basic HTML, CSS, and then finalize general scheme, basic styling, functionality, add content links, advanced styling, functionality, final stylizing, debug any issues, final verify for HTML, and then finally present the project on Friday morning.
Okay. Can I see the wireframe again?
We haven't looked at the wireframe yet.
Oh, okay. I missed it.
Yeah, and then here is the wireframe.
Okay.
So name and occupation, which would probably be like student, coder, coding engineer, something like that. And then like a nice profile picture here, and then my links. Then a get to know me section with the technologies I would currently know, which would probably be pretty short, but to be filled in later. Then a short blurb about me, my very short education, and then placeholder for projects to be
Nice.
added later,
Nice.
and then a simplified mobile view.
Nice. I like that you had the mobile design as well. So that is a really good, I highly recommend you guys making your projects mobile first design. So make it a good project in mobile as well as a desktop. So can I see your desktop again real quick?
Yeah.
So how do you plan to fit the about me in such a small square? Like the text seems small. So what's gonna happen? Like you can make it so that when you click it, you make a JavaScript function pop up to be like a
I was
pop-up on the page.
thinking about doing that for each of these.
Yeah.
If I run out of time, I'll probably just make these bigger.
I think in Bootstrap it's called the modal.
Modal. Okay.
Yeah, modal, so that when you click something, you know, it'll, you know, like the presentations, sometimes when you click something, it'll bring up that whole image, but in this case, it'll just be a pop-up of that section, the about me. If you click about me, it should like maybe make the whole screen with the pop-up of the about me section that you can close in and out of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and also this is just, oops, this text was just a representation. It wasn't going to be a huge blurb.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, you can, you know, make it more than that though. Make it not more than a little blurb. You can talk about your life or career choices or what, you know, something that tells a story about how you now you're a developer.
If I have time.
Yeah. So no, this looks great. I think well, so for everyone else presenting, it's not, I didn't specify, but let's see the wireframe first and then the timeline.
Oh, okay.
So we have like a visual for what you're going to do and then how you're going to do it. So no worries, but thank you, Kai. Great presentation. And also, you know, if anyone else has any suggestions or questions, feel free to chime in. Don't let me be the only person to make a suggestion if you have one or question. Okay. So let's continue. And Ben, you're next.
Sounds good. Let's see, I'm pulling everything up so it's in a good display view. So what I'm working on is a project I'm going to call Benny Packlight. I always overpack for every trip I do, and it ends up taking me like, not even kidding, like 4 or 5 plus hours to pack even for like a small trip. My fiance has got me doing carry-on luggage now. It's way better to travel that way, and we're looking forward to traveling more. So I wanted to build something that was applicable that I could use. So far, I started with a wireframe on mobile with some notes because I couldn't get the features to work the way I wanted them to. I'm still learning Balsamic. But the idea is you input a start date. I'm going to have to use probably maybe 2 or 3 APIs at the beginning of this to make it work. But you put in a start date, a return date, a destination, hopefully having a map view that shows that destination that you're talking about. That way you can make sure that you're looking at the right location.
Right.
That lines up. And then a trip focus that defines, like, maybe it's a hiking trip, a ski trip, a trip that's focused around a wedding where you're going to need like fancy clothes or something. And all of this has to work with a 40-liter carry-on size bag. And when you input these 3 categories, it'll then fill out a weather forecast API that's defined by the dates that you put in at the beginning. And then it will result in a packing list at the bottom with maybe some imagery that also kind of defines like the summary of your trip with all the different items that you would need to bring, and only that. So you're not overpacking a single thing ever. I'd love to have like a share button. Maybe you could send it as a list to someone. Maybe you could download it in a text file or print it. It'd be awesome to just be able to just print from your phone or whatever and cross things off a list. And then I figure some type of button that helps me explain the process. This might go towards the top though, top right or something. Layouts is still a little rough. I'd like to make it more aesthetically pleasing, but for now, that's the structure I'm going for. And then so far I have a list in order of my timeline. I didn't use Trello yet because I'd already been typing out like a list based off of the days. And I started with just adding on URLs to things that were relevant that we're going to be using for tools and whatnot. So like today's is create the timeline, create the wireframe, complete the pre-made package list. I originally wanted to identify all the pieces of clothing or whatever that's going to go to the backpack or the luggage, and like a point system or weight or volume and stuff. Way too complicated. I'm going to try and condense it so I can make an MVP. And then I'll also be working on developing the JavaScript functions today, which is going to be a lot of like if else statements and types of things. So if whether it's between a certain range or something, or if it's raining, it knows to pick a certain package result. And then probably going to work on how that prints or shows up in an area as well for maybe a text area. Tuesday, I've got identifying the exact APIs that I want to be using for like dates, location, and weather. Then working on HTML, CSS with Bootstrap. Wednesday is tie in the APIs to the existing JavaScript and page, and then learn how to host a site on GitHub. I included Narcisso's YouTube link that Josh had showed us earlier. Then Thursday, it's going to be about tying up those loose ends and pulling things together in a way that they can function, make sure everything's working right. So that's what I'm looking to do.
Nice. Very nicely done. And I also pack too heavy when I travel, so great idea. Anyone have any questions for Ben? Suggestions? Are you going to use an API? I know Mark mentioned that you can build on this, but Mark, did you want to say your suggestion in the out loud?
Well, I was just thinking, as far as the airports and stuff, like if you know there's a handful of airports that you already like to use, if you're going to like similar places, you might not need an API. It might be more lightweight to just put those handful of airports as data in your database, and that'll make it faster versus using a heavy API that has a bunch of information you're not going to use anyway. But
that's a great idea. Thank you.
Nice. Great. So let's keep up the presentations and the feedback. Next on the list is Aaron.
One sec. Here we go. I'm currently working on the Trello board. But yeah, this is my wireframe. I'm kind of going to follow what Kate did for hers and then try to do something similar for myself. Not particularly creative about it, I guess, but yeah, just follow her example, see if I can add or take away from it, and that's about it. I'm working on the Trello board and just put down all the tasks that I want to put in. I'm not sure if there's anything more that I want to do. I'm mostly concerned about the ability to link the project to the page or how I'm going to link it. So I think that's something I'm going to be looking at later on this.
Well, there's
but
several
I
ways
think
that you can link it, right? Like look at Akimi's profile. She has a link to the code. She has a link to the project itself that's deployed. And then she also has a link to a YouTube video of her using her project. So this is Kate's. If you go to Akimi's, you'll see what I mean. Yeah, the last one. keep scrolling, keep scrolling. There we are. Projects. See how she has 3 links for each project. One, a
Okay.
video of her using the app, another one of the website itself, and then one of the GitHub.
Okay.
So sometimes, like if you have a complex app, a potential employer or recruiter, someone that's looking at your app, may not fully understand how to use it or what its how do I say its features are, how deep it goes. They may just look at it on a superficial level. So when linking your projects, you may add a video to it, like a YouTube video of you using and explaining how the app works, so that someone looking at it for the first time can see it used in action and see its use. They don't have to read and discover the UI as they're looking at it for the first time. You know, you go to a website for the first time, and you're like, what's this? How do I use it? The video is there to explain it. So it's not necessary, but it's there if you want to use that type of link as well. Okay.
All right.
So thank you, Aaron. Also, I should say as a reminder, I told one group in the lounge how I had copied, when I built my profile page, I copied another wireframe, another example, like div for div, color for color, everything exactly, because I couldn't think of an original. I was too, I guess, stressed or pressed to make an original wireframe. But even though I had, you know, it looked impressive, it looked great, I couldn't feel great about it. So even if I would have made something from scratch, it would have been better than copying something. So think, you know, this is, that doesn't go to say that you can't be heavily influenced by a certain profile page, but don't copy something. I would not suggest you copy something block for block, color for color. Not that anyone's doing that, but just heads up. Okay. Doesn't feel great. Next, Mark.
Well, yeah, I hope no one's looking to be impressed because mine's pretty bad. But I'm still working on the wireframe. I haven't really made a lot of progress, unfortunately. So I'm working on the mobile view, and I'm basically trying, my goal is to keep it as minimal as possible, because what I want to do, I want to spend a lot more time on my actual GitHub, on my READMEs and things. So I want to have like links to my projects, links to my, you know, LinkedIn and GitHub, but then I want to do a lot of work on LinkedIn, like brushing up my LinkedIn, brushing up my GitHub, and kind of just have this as like a page that you know, mostly just for the link so that you can go somewhere else, because this is not my strong suit.
Okay.
With the artistic side of things. But yeah, I got the idea from Kyle to basically put things in thirds, because he said it's like more pleasing from an artistic perspective to have like either thirds for columns or thirds for rows. That's what I'm trying to do, is like, but I have a lot of white space. Obviously I'm going to fill some stuff in with text, but basically, I guess by the end of the day, trying to figure out what to put in some of this white space to kind of fill it up a bit. I don't have kind of like ideas at the moment, but yeah, I'll spend the rest of the day, unless someone else has some ideas, what I can do. Yeah, because I'm kind of struggling with actually like developing the wireframe and figuring out what ideas I can use to decorate it.
Put a carousel there. Carousel, I don't know what you would put in the images they would flip through, but you know that bootstrap carousel, you can have it flip through different, let's say, you know, it could be bio images, you know, it could be project images, or it could flip even through videos, through different videos of your project. So it's all potential, but you can add a carousel there. I don't know, I'm just throwing something out. So if anyone else has a suggestion, help Mark out.
Yeah, I'm all ears because I don't have too many ideas. I don't see a carousel on here.
You could use the cover flow. That kind of looks like
Yeah.
a carousel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like an images, and that's how they kind of flow. And it looks like a bow. You know, you can add a YouTube video right there of you doing parkour or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure how good that's gonna be.
Yeah, okay, don't do that. But you know, okay. Any other suggestions? Mark's like, I don't know about that one. Okay. Well, we have this for now. So thank you, Mark. Oh, did we see your timeline, Mark, for when you were going to complete what by what time?
Yeah, I didn't actually get started on Trello yet, but my general idea is at least finish the wireframe by today and possibly finish the HTML. And if not, finish the HTML tomorrow and then spend the rest of the week on my LinkedIn and GitHub, kind of updating my READMEs and my LinkedIn profile.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So let's have a timeline for tomorrow. And yeah. That's about it. Nice job, Mark. Let's continue. Isaiah.
So I didn't do a lot. So basically, just a profile, and here will be my image, and here will be a paragraph about myself, and this will be where they can navigate to my education, job history, and other things, hobby, things like that. And this section will be my skills for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, what I've accomplished and what I have learned. And this last section will be just record introduction of things about me, and my
Nice.
personality.
Nice.
And that way they can, because sometimes I find people are kind of lazy, some people, and they don't like to read, but they like to see the image and video, and that kind of more persuasive toward.
Yes. Yes, I think this is the first time I've seen this idea come up. So that is a great idea, Isaiah. But
So they almost like they see me in person or had a Zoom meeting with me.
Yep.
So
Yep. If you can get, I mean, the production of a video is its own thing, right? Getting someone to help record you, edit it, and put it together. But if you can manage that, that's, you know, that says a lot already. Someone can just watch a video and feel like they already met you. So that's great. Good
right.
idea.
So I have my mostly what they can see on the front page. And if they want to learn more, so they have the pages they can navigate even deeper of my background.
Right.
And my time frame is I will try to get my wireframe done today, and HTML and CSS done next day. Be Tuesday or Wednesday. And
Okay.
then Thursday and Friday I'll try to complete the whole project.
Let's try to have it our timeline written down somewhere so we know how well we're keeping up with it. Okay. So in this section as well, how is that going to work? When you click on a tab, where is it the information going to appear?
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a page thing, so it's almost like a book, right? When you click on the
Okay.
first one, there's going to be one page. When you click on second, I did watch the Bootstrap that they have the option. Then you click on second, it's different page. The first page will switch to second page, and
Yeah.
like that.
Okay,
It's
I
almost
I like that idea. The only thing I'm thinking is you have such a cool feature for such a small section of the page. Maybe you want to make it take up like 1/3 of the width or half or something.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, but that's up to you and how you find out what's best while you're working. So just a suggestion.
Okay, I feel like they will more interested to know what I can bring into the job and what I know. And so that's why I want to put what I know right here, what I can do right here, the
Mhm.
program that I can write. I think that would be more interested. I don't think they care about, what I like to do or what I like to eat.
Well, they might, if it's something you want to talk about, it's your website, you made it. So it's there for your portfolio, but this is also a page you can do whatever you want. No one can restrict you except the government. So don't post anything. So there we go.
Can I point out that certain companies do actually want to know about you just so they know how you'll fit in with the team or the company culture?
Yeah, great point. Great point. That's so true.
Isn't
So-
Netflix one of them?
What's that?
Like Netflix, for example, I think they had like some kind of like 13 pillars of like who they look for. And when it comes like their characteristics and everything. At least on
You really think they cares? I
Yeah,
don't think
man.
they cares.
all right. Well,
HR does.
No,
Recruiters
sometimes-
do.
Yeah, sometimes
do?
they do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really, really heavily. Some businesses, because the last thing you want is a toxic person that you hire into your workforce that brings down everybody else, and then your entire efficiency for your whole system goes down because you hired one piece of crap that doesn't fit in.
Yeah. So make sure your hobbies are wholesome, at least the ones you post about. Okay.
Got it.
Pit fighting.
Thank you, guys.
Delete your Instagram posts that are out there too much. If they trace you back somehow.
Or set everything to private at least.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah, then you-
another topic. We're getting out into the weeds here. So let's good suggestions though. We can have this conversation later. All right. Austin. Thank you, Isaiah. Austin, you're up next. Nice. Okay. Austin, I think you're on mute if you're talking.
There we go. Yes, got my wireframe here. Try to keep it minimalist,
Nice. Okay.
I got my, my inspiration from this website right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much going off of that mostly. After seeing Alesky's website for that business, it really got me thinking about doing one for my dad, who is an artist and is actually in need of a website. So I've kind of been thinking.
Well, it's not either or. It's both and. Maybe you can add your dad's website to your projects on your portfolio. You already have this wireframe built, so maybe if you finish by Wednesday, you'll have an extra day to build another one on Thursday.
Why not do one when I can do both?
Yeah. So I mean, this doesn't. How? What's your timeline for this?
I actually made it a little more advanced while we were talking. So
Okay.
Monday, get all this done today. I'm gonna do a different color template than that other website had. Find what pictures to use, what features I want to have on the website. And then tomorrow, style it, write the about me, get started on the HTML, CSS. Finish that on Wednesday and start the JS functions, and then finish the JS functions on Thursday, touch it up.
Yeah. See, if you do Thursday's work all on Wednesday, you have an extra day to make that website. Then you have even more to add. It's like you boosted your page even more if you can add that one project on there for your dad. So nice presentation, Austin. I really like your timeline, how I can see each day what you're going to do. It's a great use of Trello there and Balsamic. Any suggestions for Austin? Any questions? Are you going to use that blue color scheme?
No, I had one picked, but actually maybe it's still, no, it's not up anymore. I gotta find it again on color. I at least need to change the color, right?
Yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the color though too.
It's not bad. It's like I'm trying to think of a word for the feeling of it. It's like
It's really millennial.
Are those images gonna move? a slide?
You said what?
Are those images going to move in a slide?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get it to do.
Oh,
this.
okay.
Yeah.
That would be cool. You know, like when you
Yeah.
scroll down and then they come from both sides or come from up and down or it's like pop out. I always thought that's interesting if you could make something like that.
So yeah, when we write our timeline like JavaScript, let's be a little bit more descriptive in our features, like what Isaiah.
Okay, like
said
which
there.
features? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like think how much time do you think this feature may take me? Because there's a general rule. A programmer told me once, and it's usually true. Whatever you plan on doing, however much time you think that's going to take you, double it. Because it actually turns out to be sometimes a lot more work than we anticipate. It's not always the case. Sometimes you make the time you decide on, but there's also that, like, okay, you might think you're biting a little too much to choose there. So but great presentation. Thank you, Austin. Let's continue. Next on my list is Laksh.
Let me share my screen real quick. All right, so the kind of wireframe that I'm gonna try to work off of is like Kate's. I kind of liked how she had her whole about services, skills, education, certification. I'm gonna have that right here. So this is gonna be like a carousel that has some photos of my projects that I've done, some maybe tests we've done. I was thinking about adding a video in the carousel of just like a screen recording of just maybe like 4 or 5 lines of code being done. And then this is all going to be linked. Like if you click contact, it'll go to, this is just a very rough of what I'm going to do. It'll go to contact. It'll have some small information about the contacts. If you click on the phone book, it'll show my number and then the GitHub link and then the email that I use. And if you go back, you click on resume, it'll give like a rough estimate of where I worked and why it's like related to like how or why they should hire me, and maybe add some photos here. I just have this pie chart down here for now, but this is what I'm planning on going through. And for each one of these, there'll be a separate like it says new wireframe. For each one of them, it'll be like a separate wireframe or like a separate build page.
Okay. Nice job.
And that's what I'm planning on doing.
May I suggest something, Laksh?
Yes.
So I like everything. I just have this small suggestion.
Right.
This area here, it looks great.
Right.
I would keep it. I would just move it down this area, and in its place, you put like a giant image header, because when you get onto this page, first thing you see is images flipping. You have a nav bar on the left. You have text on the bottom. It's a little bit not totally overwhelming, but the eyes have a lot to choose from on which to go first. And when you have a giant simple plain image header with like either a profile or some like a giant header text, it's like the eye goes to the simplest thing first, understands it, and then floats then to the nav bar, then to the text. So it goes from like center to the left, back to the center. But here it's just like, whoa, I'm looking at this gallery, I'm looking at the text, I'm looking at the nav bar, I don't know which one to choose, so I think if you just make something simple to start with, and then it kind of the layers, of the page, you show that, okay, you have different features. You can show the gallery, the text. Yeah, I just say, yeah, just a suggestion. It's not mandatory. It's your page, up to you. Okay, anyone else have any comments, suggestions for Laksh?
I think like the same thing, like if you could make things move around a little bit and pops out, and just the little things that impresses people, or color changing.
Right. Yeah. So the background, I'm planning on having maybe like a different background photo for Not where it's like it's distracting,
Yeah.
but just something different. Because I'm pretty sure if the page is like Kate's, like as you go through, like the color is still the same, but it's still very like eye pleasing with like the graphic design color and the quality and stuff. So probably planning on doing that as well.
Okay. Okay. All great ideas. And you were about to show us your timeline before I cut you off.
No. So I haven't gotten to my Trello yet, but I'm gonna work on that right after.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so then we'll see the timeline tomorrow.
Yeah.
Anyone else have any questions, comments, suggestions? Okay. All right, then let's continue. Next on the list is Sylvia. Thank you, Laksh. And let's present Sylvia.
Okay, let me share my screen. For mine, I just decided to clone something similar to Yelp,
Okay.
and I just called it Play, which is Yelp backwards.
Oh, there. Okay.
And then I would just have the nav bar up here and a slide of pictures of restaurants that displayed pictures or pictures of the most popular restaurants in the area depending on where you are. And recent activity here would just be reviews of people who left reviews or posted pictures or liked someone's review recently. And I haven't finished the wireframe yet, but this is all I have so far.
Okay.
And
that's good. Okay.
and then this is my Trello so far. So I'm dividing it each day by like sections that I'm doing. So today I'm probably going to create the nav bar on top and find pictures to create a slide.
Okay. Okay.
And done is the wireframe and the Trello so far.
Nicely done. All right. So I just want to see what you plan to do by which day. So let's just see it organized by timeline. But you have the date there, May 22nd.
Mhm.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm just blind. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Sylvia. Who's next on our list? And is Vincent back? Hey, Vincent, are you there? Oh, he's there. Hey, Vincent, hate to bother you. Do you think you could help this keep this presentation going? I have to actually see how much time do we have left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 11 presentations. They're taking about 5 minutes each. That is going to be about another half hour. So I have Vincent. Are you able to? Are you still on mute?
Yeah, I can take over.
Yeah, thank you. All right, we'll go ahead and continue on this presentation with Vincent. Just go ahead and keep presenting. Vincent, I'm not sure if you noted who else already presented, but they know, so you can just call on whoever's left on the list.
All right. Sounds
Thank you,
good.
Sylvia. I'll be back, guys. I gotta hop out and I'll be right back.
All right. Who's next?